Are you ready to order yet? Your table is ready.
Do I look ready to order?
Well, would you like a drink?
I made a reservation for 4, and plainly I am alone. Do I look ready to order?
Well, I just thought...
You're not paid to think, you are paid to wait. So wait.
Miserable trout.
I beg your pardon?
I said I recommend the trout.
Helen.
Ideas above her station, that's her trouble.
Billy, Marshall, is that you?
Ruth? Oh my God, Ruth!
Well, look at you!
Look at you! Won't you sit down? Has it really been 30 years?
Yes, almost. Oh, and every year's been kind to you.
Oh.
You look fabulous.
Well, I've had a little help.
Oh, yes, but they do a good job. I can barely see the scars.
What?
Oh, I mean, I can see you've made an effort.
Yes, well, when I got this email from Pam about this reunion, how could I possibly say no?
Oh, you never could. I mean, you were never one to...
Oh, it's all right, Ruth. We both know what I was like back in those days. How did Nigel Cranley put it?
The only bike in Cambridge without a saddle?
He said that? No! I mean the bit about the untamable shrew.
Oh, Nigel Cranley.
Yes. Oh, perhaps he was right. But boy, did I have fun.
More fun than some, perhaps.
Sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing Pam again. She and I were so close. We had so much in common. We used to share everything. You know, clothes, makeup,
Men.
touche.
Well, I hope you haven't been waiting here long.
No, I got here early. I knew I'd have trouble parking the Merc. Anyway, that's enough about that. So, do you still see anyone from the old days?
No, not really.
So you finally shook off that little creep that used to hang around your neck for the entire course. Do you remember him?
Do you mean Brian Harmon?
Oh yes, that was him. What a loser.
We celebrated our silver wedding last year. And we found a very good dentist.
Well, I'm happy for you, Ruth. Really, I am.
Well, thank you. What about you, Bea? Did you ever marry?
Well, let's just say I think you got the better deal there. Mind you very often did at university.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, your parents were always supportive, I seem to remember.
Yes, well, but...
Well, do you remember that beat-up old Bentley they gave you in our 3rd year?
Oh, yes. Brian convinced me to sell it not long after we graduated. Even after all these years, the old banger still holds a special place in my heart.
And so he should after 25 years of marriage.
I was talking about the car.
Are you ready to order?
How many diners do you see seated around the table?
2.
And you made a reservation for how many?
4.
Oh, now come on, Bea.
Oh, that wasn't too difficult, was it?
Do you want a drink?
Service with a smile. Lovely, isn't it?
I'll have a glass of house red, thank you very much.
No, screw up that. Bring us a bottle of your most expensive champagne. This is a celebration.
Silly cow.
I'm sorry?
I said I'll get it now.
I wonder when the others will get here.
Oh, I'm sure they won't be long. It's just gone past. I'm sure they won't be long.
You've been looking at your watch rather a lot, Bea. Am I boring you?
No, it's not that. It's, I've got a weakness.
Oh, don't worry, it's just our age. The toilets are out the back.
No, not that. I've got a bit of an obsession.
Oh, do tell.
Well, the lottery.
Oh, is that all? I must say that we don't do it. My Brian says it's a tax on the poor or the stupid.
Well, I'm far from poor, so I don't know what that makes me.
So is there a draw tonight?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. It's a rollover, and I can't miss it.
Oh, what were we eating?
Don't worry, it's all in hand.
Oh, I'll tell you who I did hear from not so long ago.
Oh, who?
Mary Simpson.
Not Hairy Mary.
She called me at home. She's in town next month, but she couldn't make this evening.
Shame. Do you remember when she and Toon Foreman had that terrible accident?
Yes, it's terrible, wasn't it, poor chap?
I wonder where Tim is now.
Oh, Mary told me he's in Futures. I think something big in the city.
He can't get any bigger, can he?
Oh, we mustn't, it's cruel.
I remember the first day of term, they had to widen the refectory doors to get him in.
We mustn't.
You were the one who put Vaseline on the loo seat.
Oh, fancy you remembering that.
How could I possibly forget?
Well, I've heard that large people sometimes create a vacuum when they sit on the loo. I just thought the Vaseline might help ease his, you know.
Passage.
Well, I would hate it for him to get stuck there.
Oh, Ruth, I knew I'd enjoy this when I got here.
Me too. But you were always the one with practical jokes I seem to remember.
I did my fair share, that's true. Do you remember the itching powder in Joey Thompson's cricket box?
He walked like John Wayne just got off his horse for the rest of the term.
And that vibrator I put in that poor girl's pencil case.
That was me.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
And you swore you never put it there.
Did I? No, how can you be sure? It's all such a long time ago. I would have owned up.
I was sitting next to Tom Braithwaite, and you knew I fancied him. How do you think I felt when that thing fell out in front of him?
It might have broken the ice.
He never so much as looked at me again, which is more than could be said about you and him.
I can assure you the two incidences were in no way related.
What? My complete humiliation in front of someone I had a crush on, and you being found in his dorm the following morning?
I was conferring with him on our biology module.
Half naked?
It was human biology.
Anyway, it was a long time ago.
Oh, let's let bygones be bygones, shall we? That's all in the past now.
It was a long time ago.
And well, you've got your Brian now, so you came out of it all right in the end, I should say.
Suppose you're right.
And it's always good to have an also run up your sleeve, just in case all else fails. It's warm.
Bucket.
And I heard that. Excuse me.
What? I said bucket. I'll go and get a bucket.
I wonder when the others will get here.
It won't be long. I'm sure they won't be long. It's just gone past. Look at this.
Yes.
Carry again. Oh. I wonder what Pam looks like now. Yeah. And you got some weakness again.
You seem to be looking at what rather a lot, V. Am I boring you?
No, it's not that. I'm afraid I've got a bit of a weakness.
Oh, don't worry, it's just our age. The toilets are at the back.
No, not that. I've got a bit of an obsession.
Oh, do tell.
The lottery.
Is that all? I must say we don't do it. My Brian says a tax on the poor or the stupid.
Well, I'm far from poor, so I don't know what that makes me.
Is there a draw tonight?
Yes. 8 o'clock, and I can't miss it. It's a rollover.
What will we be eating?
It's okay, it's all in hand.
Oh, I've got some photographs.
No, really? Oh, one second.
enclosure.
And there's Liam. I can see the family resemblance. Hasn't he got his father's hairline?
That's a gorilla. Perhaps you remember him?
Professor Turner. He was head of department and he was ancient.
Didn't he have a thing for you?
Oh, Rudolph Turner. I think he wishes, but if I'd have gone on a date with him, I'd have had to take a younger man and a set of jump leads.
Oh, Roberta Friedland.
Now, she could talk for England.
She couldn't sing as well. She was in the choir with me. She had one of those voices that could kill 90% of household germs. Oh, look, this is where we spent Christmas at Cambridge.
Oh, yes. We took that Spanish boy from his final year to see his first panto.
He didn't know what to make of it.
Well, what do you expect? Grown men dressed as women, and women dressed as boys, and children in animal costumes.
We must have made for a curious sight in the Royal Circle.
Didn't you have a younger brother on the classics course? Oh no, sorry, what was his name?
Jose.
Andy had a younger brother on this classics course.
That's right. We used to call him Hose B.
That's right.
He had terrible claustrophobia.
Well, it gets you out of the house, I suppose.
And this is the last one.
Julian. He looks quite happy there.
Yes, well, looks can be deceptive, can't they?
Well, I suppose it'll have to do if that's all you've got. But for £70 a bottle, you'd expect a nicer label, wouldn't you?
Absent friends. Oh, Judith. Judith Avery.
Oh, Ruth B.
Oh, Judith, you look so mature.
Oh, thank you, B. Subtle as ever. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I feel a bit shaken up, actually.
Oh, Judith, are you all right?
Well, yes, it's just I may just had my camera stolen, that's all.
Where? Did you call the police?
In that alley by the station, he just came out from nowhere.
Could you give a description?
Well, dark, about 8 foot wide, strewn with litter, you know the sort of thing.
Not the alley.
Oh, yes, I see. Oh, no, just all happened in the blue. He just ran around the house and then got away, luckily without this.
Oh, that's what you get for using public transport. I came in the Mercedes. You may have seen it parked outside. Have a drink, Judith. That'll steady your nerves.
Oh, yes, lovely. I'll get another glass.
Oh, could you get two? I'm sure Pam will be here soon.
Okay, righto.
Typical Judith. She hasn't changed. Always the victim.
She's just had a bit of a shock, that's all.
Did you see all that makeup?
Oh, stop it.
Talk about plastering over the cracks. I think she has shares in polyfiller.
You haven't seen a woman for 30 years. Why are you such a hurry to judge?
I speak as I see, that's all.
Here we are then. What a friendly waitress.
We were just saying, Judith, how lovely you were looking.
Yes, in this light. Oh dear, no, isn't it? In this light, you really come into your own.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I must say, I was feeling much better now.
Are you feeling more yourself?
I am feeling more myself now, thank you.
Beggars can't be choosers then, can they?
Anyway, how are you two? How are you, Ruth?
Fine, thank you.
We were just reliving old times, Judith. See anyone you know?
Oh, Professor Turner! Didn't you and he?
No, we most certainly did not. Though not for his want of his trying.
Oh, look, that lovely Spanish boy. Didn't you?
You minx, you kept that quiet.
Not that quiet. We woke the whole dorm.
You were as incorrigible, Bee.
Variety is the spice of life.
Were you all right, Judith?
Yes, it's Julian.
Oh, I'm sorry, I clean forgot. You and he had a thing together, didn't you?
Yes, we were an item when he... Oh, this air conditioning is playing havoc with my sinuses.
Oh, look, we'll put these away and we'll change the subject.
Yes, that's enough about you two. I'm sure you're dying to know what I've been up to for the last 30-odd
There's
years.
a feeling we're going to hear about it.
Did you marry?
But thereby hangs a tale. Do you remember I was going out with Rupert Tompkins when we graduated?
You married Rupert Tompkins?
Lord, no. No, I went on a holiday round the world with Ben Woodrow. Well, you know, one thing led to another.
You married Ben Woodrow.
Good Lord, no. No, we were together for a couple of weeks, but the sex, very disappointing. Luckily, his brother was a bit more exciting and handsome too.
So you married the brother?
No, he had commitment problems. So I moved on to Sam Forshaw.
Did you?
And then Tim Watson. Then back to Rupert. Oh, and then Tim and Rupert.
Bee, was there anyone at university you didn't sleep with?
More champagne, Judith?
Looking back, I might have had more fun, you know, given the chance.
Oh, Ruth, do you remember that funny little troll that used to follow you around everywhere?
Have to excuse me, that champagne goes right through me.
Did I say something wrong?
She married the troll.
Oh! What was his name?
Brian Harmon.
Oh, yes, that's it. But didn't you and he?
No. Did we? Oh my God, we did! Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Oh, I'm having flashbacks. Oh, whatever you do, don't tell Ruth.
You were terrible, Bee.
Oh, I just couldn't bear to be alone. Oh, gosh. Oh, what about you, Judith? Did you ever find love after Julian?
How could I? I thought Julian was love. And then, when it happened, I just fell to pieces. I've been picking up the pieces ever since.
What, even now, after 30 years?
Oh, you shouldn't believe them, Bee, when they say time heals. It doesn't, not after something like that.
So, what do you do with yourself? What do you do?
Well, I write. It helps with the pain.
Oh, really? Are you published?
Oh, yes, in fact, one of my most famous plays was something I wrote back in the 80s. It still helps to pay the bills.
Would I know it? What's it called?
The Blue Shoes.
Oh, yes. I think our local drama guild did a production of that recently.
In fact, I was looking at it again last week and I'd forgotten what an important piece of work it is. A damning indictment of contemporary social attitudes. One man's struggle against the system to find treatment for his dying child.
Yeah, they adapted it for the Christmas panto.
What?
Well, you've got to admit, it's got all the traditional elements there. You've got the wicked sister.
How could she be wicked? She agrees to donate her bone marrow.
Okay, the handsome prince.
He's a consultant paediatrician.
Well, the fairy godmother.
The angel at the end is a metaphor for the purity of childhood.
Well, in the production I saw, it was played for laughs by some overweight girl guide leader stuffed into a tutu.
Oh, I must speak to my agent.
Oh, it's a Rolex.
That's better, must be all the bubbles that take up more room. So, where are we?
Still on me, of course. So, after that, to cut a very long story short, I ended up in Athens with a local businessman, Georgios, and he had just the thing I was looking for in a man.
What, good looks and a kind heart?
No, money!
marry for money, did you?
Oh, what else is there? And don't talk to me about love.
Well, something must have attracted you in the first place.
Not really. He's short, fat, bald, and he's got a smile that can curdle milk at 30 yards. No, the only thing that attracted me was the thickness of his wallet. Believe me, girls, in life that's the only area where size really does matter.
But does he love you?
No idea. No, we don't speak.
Well, at least you're being faithful, I suppose there is that. Oh, B, you're not still playing around, are you?
I pride myself in having no secrets. Well, not that he knows about anyway.
Oh, B.
We have an arrangement. I turn up to all his functions and play the dolly bird, whining and dining and flirting with his clients, and he keeps me in Gucci and Prada. Apart from that, hardly ever see the little turd, and I'll drink to that.
But you're married, what about your wedding vows?
Oh, for richer, for poorer, till death do us part. Yes, I said them all, promised to obey, etc., etc. Little white lies, all of them, but worth it for the murk.
Well, it's nice to hear that romance isn't dead yet. I suppose it's all a bit late for me now. All the men I meet take one look at my bifocals and run a mile.
Oh, Judith, we haven't quite got up Western Houses just yet.
Yes, it might not just be your age, Judith. There might be a million reasons why you can't get a man.
Oh, well, thank you. No, I just have to face facts. I'm over the hill, past it. Feel free to contradict me whenever you want. Do you know, on my way here today, even pregnant women were giving up their seats.
My Brian keeps me young. Oh, you should have seen him in his prime just after we graduated. He was like a Greek god.
I didn't know Buddha was a Greek god.
I suppose there's no shame in growing old. We should look at it as an asset. Disposable incomes, leisure time.
Dribbling. Who will love me when I'm old and incontinent?
Insurance companies, they'll be over you like a rash.
Well, I'm enjoying getting older. It's nice to be settled. And Brian, for all his faults, he's dependable and loyal. And I know he'd never play around. And that makes me feel good.
Judith's a playwright, you know.
Gosh, that's exciting. Where'd you get your inspiration?
Oh, all around me.
So I hope I'm not going to end up in one of your stories, Judith.
Oh no, B, you have to keep things subtle. If you go too over the top, then the audience just don't buy it.
So, when did it start?
Well, it's something that Julian encouraged me to do at first, and then when it helped, you know.
Did you write about it?
Well, Julian, well, not directly, but I suppose it's there if you look, yes.
Unlike that waitress. Where is she? Garçon! Oh, I'll get us another bottle.
I don't remember B being quite so dreadful.
You've a very short memory. Oh, I expect she's harmless enough. Someone you could trust at the end of the day, maybe?
So how about you, Ruth? What have you done with your life?
Well, where shall I begin?
At the beginning?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
No. Suppose it's not strictly true. There's Liam, of course.
Oh.
He's 24 now. He's at university himself. I suppose he's my greatest achievement.
Oh, hasn't he got his father's nose?
Liam's the one in front of the cage.
Oh, yes, sorry.
What have I done with my life? I'm just a mother and a housewife.
Oh, don't say just.
Well, perhaps I'm jealous.
Of who? Not me, surely.
B.
Of her? Never. Anybody could do what she's done. All you have to do is leave your self-respect at home and hitch a ride on the first thing that moves. I wouldn't say she's a tart, but in our first term, she was voted the girl most likely to with anyone.
It's hard to be jealous with you and B in the room. You being a writer and B having travelled half the world.
Well, she would have seen the other half too, if she hadn't spent all her time on her back with her legs in the air.
Oh, B, she didn't mean it.
Oh,
That's all right, Judith.
sorry, Pia, I didn't see you there.
I understand. Have another drink.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Two old friends are making a fresh start.
I'll drink to that. Thank you for taking it so well, Bee.
That's all right, Judith. Because after tonight, I never ever have to see you again.
It's funny that Pam should be the last to arrive, seeing as she lives so close.
Really? I'm looking forward to seeing Pam again. Thick as thieves we were.
That's appropriate.
Why is that?
Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned it. It was just that you said thick as thieves and it sort of reminded me.
Of what?
Well, it's not my place to say really, but well, Pam had a run-in with the law some time ago.
No!
My Pam.
Huh?
The details. Not my Pam. Not sure the details. It was very interesting.
Somebody else has said what for.
That's not
Judith says what for.
What for? I'm not sure the details. It was theft or something. She spent time in jail.
She didn't. Not my
I'm
Pam.
afraid so.
Pam! I can't believe it. A common criminal.
I always look up to you.
Yeah.
I used to look up to her.
From where you spent most of your time back then, I'd say you had to look up to a lot of people.
She lives up the road apparently.
Well, she has gone down in the world. It's not much of a neighbourhood, is it? I had terrible trouble trying to park the Merc.
Do you play the lottery, Judith? B plays the lottery.
Oh, isn't there a draw tonight?
A rollover apparently.
£7 million. Just think of it. I'd do anything to be a woman of independent means, not in service of some slimy Greek toad.
You want to get a little part-time job like me? I do a little bit of cleaning around the village. It's not much, but it helps to keep me in those little luxuries.
I didn't do 3 years at university to become a woman who does.
Why ever not? You spent 3 years being a woman who would.
At least all my men survived me, Judith. Can we have another bottle of champagne, please?
I'm afraid we'll have to see a credit card, just as a security.
I've never been so offended. Don't worry, I'll sort it out. There you go. See anything you like? I know. Take this one. This one is the one Elton John uses.
Thank you. I'm sorry to have to ask.
That's okay. I know you're going to try to justify your minimum wage.
Ooh.
Oh, what did you mean earlier, B? About the lottery and something being in hand.
These, oh yeah. These, wait a minute, I will show you, are my numbers. They're like old friends, really.
Do you always choose the same numbers?
Oh yes, because they're good ones.
So what What, are you going to stand outside Dixon's at 8 o'clock, are you? Get the numbers off the television?
No. Better than that, I'm going to have a word with a misery of a waitress and get her to bring the winning numbers to the table as they're drawn. Because they've got a telly in their staff room, apparently. And that way I won't miss a thing.
Oh, that's very clever.
Yes, it's good to see that your university education wasn't wasted. Your parents would be so proud.
You may mock, but it'll happen one day. I must beat you a bit of luck, surely.
So when do you think you're going to be part of landed aristocracy then?
You can mock all you like. My luck will be one day. It'll happen. 15 minutes.
Hello, Judith, Ruth. Oh, Pam, how lovely. Oh.
Hello, Pam, there you are. I'm afraid we started without you.
Oh, that's okay, dear. I can still play catch up. I'm sorry I'm so late. I got stuck behind a van full of rugby players. Oh, I've never seen so much muscle in one minibus.
Oh, how did you know they were rugby players?
Funny shaped balls.
Sounds like a back on your Brian, Ruth.
Oh, but then there was some great gas guzzler getting clamped out the front, parked on a residence only, I think. It was gathering quite a crowd. The fates conspired against me, but I'm here at last. Well, don't you two look wonderful? Oh, hello, Bea.
You're not Pam. You're not the Pam that I knew.
Aren't I? I'm sure I was when I came in. I could check the label in my jacket, but it would just say Primark.
Or the property of Her Majesty.
Would you like a drink?
Oh, yes, would I ever, thank you.
Oh, take a seat, Pam.
Don't tiptoe. She may never see it again.
Is everything all right, Bea? Something bothering you?
I was just thinking how the mighty have fallen.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute. Did you just say something about a car being clamped?
Yes, some great Chelsea tractor parked out the front.
Oh my God, that's Georgie's car. Oh, he'll kill me.
Oh, I am sorry about Bea. She doesn't mean it.
Oh, that's all right. I've had worse. When we have a difficult customer, we always get the chef to put a little something extra in the sauce.
What do you mean?
Well, you've seen the fishing tackle shop across the road?
Yes.
Lovely maggots they sell there. Very plump.
I hope she was joking.
Oh. What's got into Bea? I've never felt so uncomfortable. It can't be something I said. I've only just got here.
No, I think it's rather something that you did.
What?
I think it's my fault. I just happened to mention that you'd had a bit of a run-in and spent some time at Her Majesty's pleasure. She took it rather badly.
Why? What's it got to do with her? Actually, it was the making of me.
Oh, but you know Pam, Bea. She likes to put people in little pigeonholes. It's the only way she can deal with them.
Oh dear, you don't think I've disappointed her, do you?
I shouldn't let it worry you. You can see her from the window.
Yeah. I don't believe it. Look, she showed the clamper a bit of leg.
It might frighten them off, I suppose.
No, that didn't work. What's next?
Oh, look, she's got the credit cards out.
Oh, it's like watching a master at work, isn't
Oh,
it?
but he's still not interested.
Oh, look, it's her last resort. What she always does when she can't get her own way, stamping her feet and shouting.
I pity her husband.
Oh, I don't know who I feel most sorry for.
Oh, really? Does that man have no idea who she thinks she is?
She's coming back.
So finally, after being 2 weeks overdue, he finally popped out.
Those bastards! What am I going to get Georgie? He'll
Georgie had money to burn.
Well, he does. Oh, you wouldn't understand. It's so hard being a woman. Oh, kept woman.
Oh, I can think of worse things to be.
Yes, I expect you can.
I'm afraid tonight isn't going quite as planned. I feel like we're stuck in one of your stories, Judith.
Stories?
Oh, Judith's the playwright.
Really? That's very impressive. Novels?
Well, plays mostly, but I do have a novel on the go, yes.
Good for you. I love reading. You can't beat a good romance. Although I have to say, my first love would be crime. Crime stories, I mean, you know, P.D. James and so on. I'd love to write myself, but I'd never find the time. I do a lot of charity work, you know, with deprived children.
Oh, that's very noble. So what led you to living in this area?
On my conviction that if I was to do any good at all, I had to be here in the thick of it. It's quite a well-to-do area, but there's a lot of deprivation as well.
Yes, well, you can't trust anyone these days, can you?
So, what have I missed? Have you all been reliving the good old days? I bet you've covered the Tim Foreman Vaseline story.
Of course.
Yes, now we've all caught up. Now it's your turn. How's life been treating you? I'm sorry, but I think I missed your appearance on Crime Watch.
Ah, so you've heard about my little spell inside.
You make it sound like an inconvenience. How did you sink so low?
Says a paragon of virtue.
Was it terribly exciting?
Judith!
Well, I've always had rather a romantic vision what it must be like to be in prison, rubbing shoulders with all those hardened criminals.
Well, I'm afraid this was more Ronnie Barker than Ronnie Diggs. It was a very low security prison. Mostly old dears who hadn't paid their TV licence and that sort of thing.
So what did you do?
Fraud, I'm afraid.
Oh. That's...
All right. It was about 10 years after we graduated. I was offered a job in London heading up a private education consortium. It was awash with money, and I'm afraid to say that I skimmed a little off the top. I thought it wouldn't be missed.
How much?
£300,000.
£300,000!
Well, I don't know why you two are getting so excited. Our Pam here is a convicted felon. I really used to be so close. Like birds of a feather, you and I.
We were never great friends, Bea. It just suited you to have me around for a while, that's all. That's how you operate. You use people up and then spit them out. I was just flavour of the month for a while, that's all.
Well, the flavour of this month has just gone off.
I've done my time, Bea.
So you admit you were in the wrong then?
Far from it. I'd do it all again if I had the chance. There. What do you think of that?
So how long did you get?
It was a 6-year sentence, but I was out in 4 for good behaviour.
You don't sound very repentant.
As always, Bea, there's another side to the story. It's just that you don't care to look for it. Just as I got this job, my old dad got very ill. He needed round-the-clock specialist care, and the whole house had to be adapted so that he could get about. Well, that cost money. Lots of money. Money that we just didn't have. So that's when I decided to take matters into my own hands.
Well, I think it all sounds very noble.
Thank you. Luckily the judge did too. I got off very lightly.
So now you've got a criminal record.
I have.
I don't know how you can live with yourself.
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing about you, Bee.
It's a Rolex. So, Pam, I'm glad you came.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it for all the tea in China. To us, 30 years on. Now it's time for my little surprise.
Ooh, ooh, what is it?
A blast from the past.
What is all this?
Let me take you back 30 years. A summer's day by the Cam. Strawberries, summer dresses, champagne. And we decided to play a game.
I don't remember that.
We tried to imagine our grown-up selves. And we wrote down where we hoped we'd be. What we hoped we'd be. In the future. Well, now we're here. And these are the same envelopes, signed and sealed and not opened from that day to this.
Really?
So, who's going to be first to take a look?
Me. I'll go first. Why do I feel so scared? July the 10th, 19... It's my handwriting! Pam has got us all playing this silly game. She wants us to write down what we would like it to be in the future.
Oh, typical Ruth is turning into dissertation.
Well, for me it's easy. I want to do good things. I want to make a difference. I want to make my mark. It's rather depressing, actually.
Well, there's still time, Ruth.
Not much.
B. Oh, well, me next. There's strawberry juice on the paper.
What does it say? Julian.
Oh, Judith.
It's okay. I'm okay.
Pam, you go next.
Okay. Freedom!
Come on, Abby, you're the last.
It's a pound sign.
Nothing changes.
So you?
You always were such a cynic.
I was a realist, that's all. I realised from very early in life to look after number one. So when I was very young, I just decided to screw the world.
And everything in it, apparently.
At least I didn't. Oh, yes. You can achieve anything, Ruth, when you set your sights as low as you have.
At least I didn't sleep my way to the top of the food chain.
No! You just contented yourself with a pond life at the bottom!
Oh! Ladies! This has gone far enough! Please, sit down! Come on, it's just a silly game. It doesn't mean anything.
Look, there's 5 minutes to the draw. I'm going to go and have a word with that waitress.
The way she'd be going on to that poor waitress, I think her dinner's going to be a very moving experience.
Don't. Wouldn't wish that even on her.
Oh dear. Well, that didn't go quite as I planned.
Your evening hasn't gone as planned.
Are you all right, Ruth?
Yes, just a dented ego.
Oh, just try and ignore her.
No, the thing is, I know she's right, and that hurts all the more.
What's she going to talk to that waitress about? The service?
Oh, some silly scheme she's got worked out about the lottery tonight.
Yeah, she's going to get that poor waitress to look at the television in the staff room and bring the numbers out after the draw.
That's pathetic.
Where did it all go wrong?
Oh, it's my fault. I think it all went wrong the moment I invited B.
We'll be eating soon.
Well, I must say, it's nice to see you two anyway. Perhaps next time we should try and make it a bit more exclusive.
I'm just going to powder my nose, and then perhaps we'll order.
Hello. What's this?
Oh, that looks good.
It's B's numbers.
What?
It's B's numbers, the ones she always uses. They're like old friends, really, she says.
Let's see. There's nothing special about them.
Of course they're not, they're just numbers.
I've never played. I reckon you've got about as much chance of growing an extra limb.
I've just had an idea.
What? What is it?
Well, what if... No, we couldn't, not even to B.
What?
Well, what if we were to give these numbers to the waitress to copy down when the draw happens?
Oh, why would we want to do that?
Because then when she brings them over, they'll be her numbers.
What?
They'll be her numbers.
But then she'll think.
Exactly. Dare we suppose?
Of course we dare. But will the waitress do it, do you think?
After the way B's treated her all evening. What do you think?
I think you better be quick. She'll be back in a minute. Are you all right, Judith?
Yes, it's just this evening isn't turned out quite as I expected, that's all.
No, well, it's not over yet. I have a feeling it's about to get quite interesting.
Job done. She's copied them down and she'll bring them over straight after the draw.
It's a Rolex.
I hope all this mirth isn't at my expense.
Oh, no, we were just reliving something from our university days.
It's too rude to repeat again.
Well, I've decided not to join you for dinner after all.
Oh, B!
Well, you're not going straight away, are you?
No, I'll wait for the draw and then I'll be off.
We don't mind it if we order something.
No, go ahead. I've just lost my appetite.
The lottery numbers you asked for, they've just been called.
Perhaps now we can get this evening over and done with. plumped. And I'm going to leave it right there. And I've just drunk £300 spent. £300 of your hard-earned cash on the most delicious champagne, and I don't give a shit. So you can keep your 3 houses, and you can keep your offshore bank accounts, 'cause I've had it. I'm off. Do you hear this? Hang on. Wait a minute. That was the sound of an 800 Prada shoe heel meeting the face of a £30,000 Rolex watch. And do you hear this? That was your wedding ring going the same way. What do you want?
It's the real numbers, madam. They've just been announced.
I'll have to be there to close the curtain. Oh no, we're not going to close the curtains, are we? How are we going to mark the end of that? Lights down. Yeah, if you could bring the lights down a bit.
Don't leave me standing.
Don't leave them standing too long, because it's a bit of a hard thing to maintain.
Give me a copy of the lights face
Yeah.
the script, the lights down.
Yeah.
It went though. It sounded okay.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.